Hello, students. How are you? I hope you will be enjoying learning. And students, today I have brought a new chapter, that is your third chapter from First Flight textbook for English class 10th. Let's have a look on that chapter. We have chapters in this third chapter. Yes, there are two stories about flying. So we will talk about it in detail. Two stories about flying. So we will see the first related to his first flight, and in the second chapter of the third chapter is related to black airplane. So in first flight we'll see one seagull. Yes, and what things we are going to learn in the black airplane? We'll see about a black airplane just flying and following someone. So wow, what and who were there? We'll see in that chapter. Students, let's get started with one chapter, that is his first flight. And students, please pay attention. I have given the hard words meanings in the brackets. Okay, so if you have any doubt related to hard words, the meanings will be nearby that hard words. Okay, like for example, you will see in this paragraph, we are going to start your this chapter. Please pay attention. The young seagull was alone on his leash. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the leash and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The great expanse of the sea stretched down the beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him, so he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the leash where he spent at night. So, some hard words have been given like this. Leash means edge. Yes, it is a bank also. And brink means the edge, also the coast. And expense means the expansion. Expansion means the stretched. Like earlier I have this stretch, and now it expanded here, and now then it's expanded here. So what is this? It is A, B, C, D. So now I have expansion till D. So this is the expense. Okay. Let's see next. Yes, in this case we can see this was the lace and the stretch here, and he couldn't fly because he was just afraid of his wings, that they would not support him while flying. So he was underconfident, we can say. Even when each of his brothers and little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, he failed to muster up courage and to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his legs unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sister, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it standing on a rock, while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. Coward means weak. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his legs that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the lake and, standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they looked no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to cheer food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. Ga ga ga, he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Ga go up, he screamed back, visibly. But he kept calling plaintively with sorrowful, and after a minute or so he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into the space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong. Now he was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid, he just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upward. Ga, ga, ga. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him, screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking, and soaring and diving. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly and commanded himself to dive and soar and curve. Shrieking freely, he was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He drooped his legs to stand on the green sea. his legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger and he could not rise, exhausted by the strange exercise. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no farther. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dog fish. He had made his first flight thus. Thus, we have also completed our chapter, students. So now we can see the end of this chapter. So students, thank you. Thanks a lot for watching. Please keep on watching this, and if you have any doubt regarding the line, paragraph, hard words, please stop the video and please note down the hard words meaning and please revise it. If you still have any doubt, please start from the beginning of this video and end it at the ending point, and please watch it twice so that you will have better understanding about this chapter. And we are coming with the second part of this third chapter, that is black airplane. Till that, you have to stay tuned. My most favorable thing for all of you, keep always learning. Bye bye, take care students, see you in the next video.